Is that your security guard behind you? The gun behind you?
That's not the gun.
That's not a gun? What is it? I won't ask you again then.
That was a clip from National Geographic's Emmy-nominated docu-series Trafficked with Mariana Vanzeller. In the new season, viewers can see the inner workings of the global underworld's most dangerous black markets. Award-winning journalist Mariana Vanzeller joins us to discuss more in depth what viewers can expect in season 2. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on the show today. And tell us more about your docu-series and why you think it's been such a hit on TV.
The show explores black markets around the world, and each episode we explore a different black market. You know, there's really been an explosion in black markets, particularly during the pandemic. These gray and black markets actually make up for half of the global economy, and yet we know so little about them. So I think people know that they're around us, that there's, that they have an impact on our daily lives. And I think they're curious to understand and to get, a little peek behind the curtain of what happens inside these very secretive worlds.
And this new season starts off with you exposing an underground white supremacy movement. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it's a story that, white supremacy has been growing, not only here in the United States, but around the world. And what we realized early on is that these white supremacist groups and people, they operate very much like a trafficking network, but instead of putting guns in people's hands or drugs in people's bodies, they're putting hateful ideas in people's minds. And so we decided it was a very relevant and important story to do. We started reporting last year before the invasion of our capital, the attack on our democracy on January 6th. And we actually spent time with some of the people that eventually went and invaded the Capitol. And it was really eye-opening to see how these groups are sort of connected, how they communicate, how they share information and tools, how they're inspiring each other to perpetrate attacks in America, on American soil. And it was really scary stuff. And it turns out incredibly relevant as well.
And what other black markets can we expect to see you covering in season 2?
We explored everything from the explosion and the comeback of meth that has happened here in the United States, as well as romance scams, which is a crime that also had a huge increase during the pandemic. People that are being scammed online by who they think is the man or woman of their dreams. We explored motorcycle gangs, the very secretive worlds of the one percenters, hidden cars, illegal fishing, illegal logging. It's a wide variety of black markets where we in season 2 go even deeper than in season 1.
And watching the show and the intimidating topics that you cover, Mariana, have you ever feared for you and your film crew's safety?
Yeah, there's definitely moments that I call are the uncomfortable moments. We spent time, for example, out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, trying to get in the middle of the night. So these big waves, deep ocean, trying to get access into these boats that were fishing illegally, not knowing what we were going to find, in the pitch darkness of the night. So there's definitely a lot of dangerous moments, but we do everything we can to minimize that risk. And at the end of the day, I do think it's important to shine a light into these places and these deep and dark worlds that we know so very little about.
I agree. And I wanted to ask you, what drives you to cover these dangerous, yes, yet very interesting topics on your show?
I think I'm driven by immense curiosity. I always say that in a fight between curiosity and fear in my mind, curiosity always wins. And particularly when there's these worlds, again, that do affect our lives and that we know very little about. I think that those are sort of, when they tell me, okay, this is a hidden world you'll never get access to, nobody has ever seen it, I'm more drawn to those worlds than anything else. So I'd say that's an enormous curiosity, but also an understanding that without shining a light and without gaining knowledge about what happens in these worlds, we're never going to be able to stop and prevent these black markets from existing.
Well, I think it's great that you're covering these topics, and I can't wait to watch season 2. Thank you for joining us this morning, and you can catch a new episode of season 2 of Trafficked with Mariana Vanzeller this Wednesday on National Geographic at 9 p.m.